All right, welcome to Johnny Extreme. We're about to figure out some Deuces Wild today. This is a great version of Deuces Wild. In fact, it's the best version I've ever played. There are better versions out there, but when I'm looking for Deuces Wild, I'm looking for 125 at that royal flush with the deuce, and I'm looking for the 4-4, which is right here. 4 times your bet for a 4 of a kind, 4 times your bet for a full house. That's the version I like to play. So I'm going to give you a basic strategy for Deuces Wild 44 and Deuces Wild 4-3. So if you are playing a version that pays only 3 coins for your full house or 15 over here for your full house, I will show you what to do for that. Right now we got 3 to the royal flush. Let's get her done. Royal flush is ace through 10 of the same suits. No dice there. Always hold your deuces. No matter what, you hold your 2s. All right, now right off the bat, we got a really good hand. So basic strategy for Deuces Wild, you hold a straight flush as long as it starts with a 5. If it's lower than a 5, you don't hold it. So we got 5, we're gonna call that a 6, and 7 of spades. All right, we got what's called an open-ended straight here, which means we could get a 7 or a 2 to make the straight. You do have a chance at a straight flush if we get rid of this 4. Let's see what the book tells us to do. All right, the book says it's not even close. There's only 1 gap here. You go for the straight flush. It's like a 7% difference. Hold your pairs in Deuces Wild. There we go, even money for a 3 of a kind. All right, this is gonna happen quite a bit. You don't hold anything here. All right, we're gonna look this one up again too, but you got a 6, 7, 8 to make a straight flush. It's usually right around that range, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, kind of the minimum you need to hold to go for that straight. Let's look her up here. All right, now if you saw this, you don't need to be watching this video. I didn't even notice the 6 and the 8. So we're going for that straight flush again. A straight flush is not a royal flush, just a flush, all the same suit that connects. All right, we talked about this. Hold your pairs. Same thing. What do we do here? You said hold your pairs. You're on the money. You're ready to play. One of those nothing hands again. All right, here we're going to hold 4 to the flush. We'll hold that a lot. There we go. And this game pays 15 for the flush. You'll find some nasty, terrible games out there and they'll pay 10 for the flush. Another nothing hand. All right, you guys should have saw that by now. We've been working on them straight flushes. Let's get one. Close. By close, I mean not close at all. Hold our pair. 2 pair doesn't pay anything, unfortunately. If you want to get paid for 2 pair, you should be playing jacks or better or bonus poker. Both great games. If you go to my page and then go to playlists, I got lots of tutorials on those games. Another nothing. It's going to happen a lot when you're playing deuces wild. Always hold the deuce. We got two of them this time. Let's do something. Oh, we finally got that straight flush we were looking for. $50 for that straight flush. Hell yeah. Cheers, everybody. I'm from Michigan, so of course I'm drinking that Bell's Oberon out of Kalamazoo. Glad we got that straight flush. So we'll play this down to $100, and maybe we'll change the denom a little bit. We're playing a little high denom, dollar. We got a low bankroll for playing dollars. Usually I like to have about $400 before I'm playing dollar denom. All right, we're gonna hold our pair. All right, we haven't talked about this yet, but in Deuces Wild, unless there's an ace involved, you always hold 2 to the royal flush. There's that pair. Ooh, 125. I was going down to 100, but shoot, up to 125. Like I said, I'm kind of out of my range here playing dollars. For $125, I should probably be playing either quarters or 50 cent. If you know 50 cent in the club, me and you are going to get along great. I'm going to go quarters this time, though, just so we can get a lot of hands in, show you guys how to play. All right. Always hit that max bet, unless you got to be careful. For the first time, I like to hit this bet up button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And look at it, dealt me it right as I was at max bet. Some places, Vegas, Reno, max bet could be 25 coins, 40 coins. You always want to play 5 coins because you get a huge bonus on the royal flush. But you don't necessarily want to just straight up hit max bet because you don't know what you're betting sometimes. Here I know because I've played here before. Max bet 5 coins. Let's go. All right, we're gonna look this up just to make sure because we do have an inside straight going on. An inside straight means there's only 1 card available to make your straight. But I'm pretty sure the play here is Jack Queen. Jack Queen's a great play. If you're playing jacks or better, bonus poker, it's usually the play. All right, it's actually very close, less than 2%. But this is definitely the play here. Here's that royal flush, 10 through ace of the same suit. Ooh, you really need that royal flush with the deuce in this game to stay alive. But I switched from dollars to quarters, so I'm good. I'm still up quite a bit. All right, these diamonds can't make a straight flush, so I don't hold anything. That is what's called open-ended, meaning you can get 2 different cards to make that straight. It's a good thing I switched down to quarters because we're on quite a bit of a bad run here. All right, what do you guys hold here? I'll give you a second to figure it out. Cheers if you picked that open-ended straight. There we go. Finally. All right, this is the lowest end of the straight flush. We talked about basic strategy. Basic strategy, we hold 5 or higher for the straight flush. Two to the royal. All right, here's a good hand here. We do not hold 2 to the royal if it includes the ace. If it includes the ace, it cuts off our chances at a open-ended straight because you can't get it on the back side of the ace. So we do not hold anything here. All right, this is a good hand here because you only hold 2 pair when you're playing 44. Deuces Wild 44, Illinois Deuces. There's lots of different names for it, but the most popular is Deuces 44 because the full house and the 4 of a kind both pay 4 times your bet. So you hold both pairs. Now we'll show you some different versions of Deuces Wild later, but basic strategy, if this was a 4-3, if the full house only paid 15 coins, you would just pick a pair. But because it's Deuces Wild 44, the full house pays 20, you hold them both and go for the full house. And there we got one there, great. All right, this is a tricky hand because you got 3 of a kind, but you got a shot at a straight flush. My guess is here you're going for the 3 of a kind. We'll look it up just to make sure. All right, that's the correct hold. I'm going to play a little bit. I will come in and out on some decent hands or some fun hands. All right, I don't think we've shown this yet, but inside straights, you hold inside straights in Deuces Wild. So there's only a chance at a 10. Sorry about that. Sorry, taking care of my neighbor there. She doesn't seem to care what's going on, but here we go. Oh. Nice. All right, here's a fun hand. They dealt it right out to me. That's how I like it. All right, y'all have fun out there, okay? All right, here's a good example of where the 4 of a kind pays 20 and the full house pays 15. So they do not pay the same amount. So when you get a 2 pair, you would just pick one of the pairs. You would not hold them both. All right, with the straight flush paying 65, we're gonna give up the straight, which just pays 2 to 1. And we're gonna go for that straight flush. All right, this is what we're talking about. We got a 2 pair, but we're playing a 4-3 4 times your bet for a 4 of a kind and only 3 for the full house. You just pick a pair, you don't hold them both. I always pick the lower pair because sometimes I play a game called bonus Deuces Wild, and the smaller pairs pay more than the bigger pairs. So kind of just out of habit, but in this version, you can really pick any pair you want. Just hold one of them.
Oh, yeah? Oh, from there.
All right, in Deuces Wild, you kind of live and die on that Wild Royal flush. I've got many 5 of a kinds and still had losing sessions. So we're dropping a paid hand here. So we got 3 of a kind and kings, and we're gonna drop that and go for that Wild Royal because that's how important that hand is. All right, well, that's a bummer. Make sure you ask any questions in the comments. I will answer them daily. Thank you very much. Deuces. Here's that Deuces Wild bonus game I was talking about. All right, pretty savage, but this game you're going for a 5 of a kinds basically. 5 aces pay the best. Ooh, same thing, live and die by that Wild Royal. Let's go. Got a couple of them, unfortunately not on the multipliers.